One thing I know, y'all, is that my dad's working, my mom is gone, and so there's a little bit something deep, another divide between my brother, sister, mom, and I. Except my daddy's out of the race for right now. So my grandmother, y'all, died a few years ago, right? So big honor to her, and obviously every one of us went to her funeral, and it was sad for most of us, and my siblings obviously cried the most. But later on, though, that same part of my family is going like what I think is every year to celebrate her death anniversary. But for me, y'all, instead of celebrating every year, I decided not to go. And as much as a question it would be, is that I know a lot of people would say like, why not, quote unquote, right? A systematic but a valid response to the question. So I opted out because not because I don't want to mourn my grandmother, but rather the way that my family and I decide to grow from it. I believe that the trajectory is far different. I've already attended the funeral. I've done the honors. Instead of going every year to celebrate her death abroad, I believe that to continue like my grandmother's honor, I'll continue to stay at home as a person. That means I'm growing up like any other kid, getting to learn about people, taking care of responsibilities, and obviously making up videos like this. Even then, I used simple logic, like my grandmother, if we truly want to honor her, quote unquote, then we shouldn't spend like money going every year abroad to celebrate her death, but rather to celebrate in things that we do. Even using that money instead of a flight on other things like donating to the poor, using it to help us instead, especially in an economy like this. And radical as it may sound, I can't let my grandmother's honor remain just within the confines of a funeral. It has to go with other people, and it already has within my mother's extended family. And part of that has to continue with me, obviously, as I eventually end up growing up too. Think of it like this, yo. I know a lot of people might be dissonant with me right now, so quote unquote, some people use rituals for memory, others store memory so it doesn't corrupt over time, quote unquote. Think of it like this: ritual by funeral provides emotional resolution. Archiving and growing from that provides trajectory resolution by growing. These solve different problems, and it's not wrong. My family isn't wrong, but at least what I think is that their problems, they solve different goals within different architectures of trajectories, right? Trajectories by the means of growing away from something. Think of a deleted game, but you still have it on your computer. It no longer works because the devs aren't supporting it anymore. Right? Many people would honor the game rightfully so. I mean, everyone would, even I would too. But after that, I take use out of the game and take some of the game files there, and we enhance the game files that we already have on the games that we're playing now. So think of it like this: we extract the game files that still work within that deleted game, but then we move it on to one of our existing games and enhance whatever that game is. Obviously, I'm not trying to downplay the sadness of my grandmother. Obviously, yes, it was sad. We did go through a lot because of it. I've already attended the funeral and everything that comes after. The next part for me, use that remaining as legacy code and grow up after it. And why this way, unlike some others, y'all, is that my personality is fundamentally incapable of like fragmenting emotion. I mean, I can control and organize emotion, but I can't make it smaller than it is. But I can't just go every year to the Philippines and celebrate her death because it also has financial burden too. So for me, within that logic, use it for something else. So eventually, I grow as a person. Now, on a lighter note, since all of my siblings are gone, I'm left to deal with my house, which has 4 dogs, 4 birds, and 10 chickens, and a bunch of fish. Yeah, my mom's complex, and she literally got all this. Like, no one within my siblings or I wanted all of these except the birds, maybe the 3 dogs instead of 4 dogs. But thing is, with my mom, y'all, maybe because of like social conditioning, she rarely listens to the advice that we give her. So she never. It just gets difficult talking with her sometimes. And the issue is when she doesn't listen like this, it just creates silence within the family, and then my mom uses the silence and gets more things, and it's just difficult to control. In my opinion, like the biggest thing that I'm beginning to realize that all of a sudden, y'all, I'm able to do chores now at maximum capacity. Like I'm able to do my responsibilities too. Like think of this, y'all. I'm able to do like a little test and even like a gaming video here also. What I'm beginning to realize is that when I'm at home, when my siblings and parents are here, my mom usually stops me when I'm trying to do something. If I'm trying to build momentum for the day, right? My mom makes it into meaningless arguments, telling me that I'm not doing enough for this. She tells the arguments that I'm simply not. She's not the version that I want her to be. And I realize that because she keeps creating a lot of arguments like this, she keeps saying, even when I'm cooking, she complains that I'm not doing enough. I realize that that destroys my emotional momentum for the day and what I'm trying to do. By constantly making complaints, by constantly telling me to do little chores then and now, telling me to do this, do that. It's not that I'm not unable to do chores, it's that there's too much emotional chaos for me to do so. But now, because, even then, as my dad is here though, I'm beginning to realize that every time we go somewhere, even at the house, he keeps telling me to throw his trash. Like, even at home, he still depends on me to throw his trash away. Like, I find it weird because, I mean, people are supposed to throw their own trash away, right? And obviously, no disrespect to my dad, no disrespect in that way. But it's just something subconsciously that I noticed. I'm not sure if it's bad or good, so I'm not really sure about that yet. The thing is, though, now that I'm alone, I mean, I wish I could invite friends over to hang out, but obviously, you guys have seen my earlier reels. We do have a problem with kind of finding friends to come with us home. But because of the pace of cleaning and fixing is now on me, I get to run this day within my momentum. Like, there's no parent that tells me that I'm not doing enough. There's no parent that complains I'm not doing enough. Like, I get to do what's important. I even get to bike to a local restaurant, get me some Popeyes, and go back home and get to do what I want. Essentially, I'm acting like an adult at this point, like adult Brian 3722, like using charge of the entire place now. Think of it like this: it's kind of like a test by the universe, but like a random chance. Like, when you are all alone, quote unquote, what are you going to do? How will you manage all of these responsibilities? Especially when, you got no friends to help you. So that's kind of the thing right there. Even then, I'm beginning to realize around me that am I really incompatible with the systems around me? Like, my parents own emotionally, and I go by emotion too, and that's valid. But I use continuity too. I used Even then, school, some friend groups in school love to rotate friend groups, but I'm not able to do that yet. Well, I need trust and acceptance first in order to get that. And within these systems, I'm going to connect this to something else later. I was to connect to something yet again that happened. Well, whether you guys choose to believe what I say next is on your own discretion. But some random person, like within like a few days ago, just came up to my DMs and said, quote unquote, I love you, quote unquote. For me, I deflected back with saying that I am not dating right now. I understand if it's meant in brother or sister in Christ, but I do not want to be online dating. I want to be dating in real life. So think of it like that. Then I centered all my communication with the person, and I'm not sure if they was being a creep or maybe just something random that they said. But the fact that they said something like that confirms something that I already know. I have intrinsic value. But within these systems that I find difficulty in, where is it supposed to go? I mean, I can handle myself and regulate, but how do I hand that value that I have and share it to others around me? Like without being not rejected, but rather being left on drift. Obviously, it's a spin-off of being left on red. Think of it this way, everybody in high school has a candle that is representative of their personality. People in friend groups share these candles all the time, blowing it, relighting it, but I have one too. I think it's a little different, but the question is, within these systems, where am I supposed to share this little light of mine? Well, not in its fragmented form, but in its complete form for what it really is. Where am I supposed to share it in? I think that's the biggest question that I got for myself. Oh, whoops, I forgot to add this one little teeny tiny bit though. I know I've been talking about me all this time, but this is no reflection guided toward you guys now. The biggest question that I have is that what is your personality relative to the environments around you? This is going to all the kids, all the teens, and all the adults that are watching now. What is your personality? Like, who are you? How same or different are you relative to your parents, relative to your environments, and relative to where you're at? Who do you consider yourself as? That's a question that I leave y'all with.